I'm going to be playing Unreal through UT using the old school amped mutator. Now, let me just introduce myself real quick. I am Solaris, a huge Unreal Legacy fan. What I'm going to be doing here is a guide slash walkthrough slash review of Unreal without being damaged at all. Now, I'm not one of those game reviewers that has no idea what the game is even about. This is my game, or rather game series. I've been playing UT, as in the series, for about 13 years now. And I've been playing competitively, duels and that kind of thing, for about 4 years. If you haven't seen some of my other videos, I went through the Unreal Tournament Deathmatch ladder through Godlike with 0 deaths, so I don't expect this to be too much of a challenge. By the way, this will be on Unreal difficulty, excluding the first 3 maps, and I will explain that later. So after escaping the Vortex Rikers, we come upon Naive Falls by Juan Pancho Eccles, I think I'm saying that right, aka Sept1. This guy's kind of notorious for leaving references to him and his friends. For example, the Vortex Rikers sign almost looks like it says Eccles. And the fact that Naive is actually Evelyn spelled backwards, which is supposedly his wife's name, etc., etc. So for a review, this map is not as detailed as it seems. I mean, sure, you have the nice waterfall view and whatnot, and the atmosphere makes it somewhat memorable, that Unreal nostalgic feeling. But the map lacks monsters, definitely, so the gameplay is really dull, especially for a veteran of Unreal. I go through this map and it's just boring, plain boring. As far as the storyline is concerned, it does add some indications as to what the main character is supposed to do and whatnot, aka the player. And as with most Unreal maps, had there been much more detail regarding translator events and whatnot, or some other way to convey a detailed plot or background of Nepali, I think that the game would have been much more interesting with regards to storyline. Overall, if the Unreal team wanted to let the player go easy, they should have done it in Vortex Rikers, thus making Naive more exciting. So for atmosphere, I give it a 4. Conceptual grandness 3, because it does have some, some awe to it, but not to the extent I had trouble putting a 3 there rather than a 2. Gameplay 1, because it just lacks so much, and it has so much potential for so much more. Visual impact 3 and storyline implementation 2. That Now we are on to the next map, the Rrajigar Mines by none other than Cliff Blazinski. So, here are a few secrets I'm going to point out, by the way. You've already met the Lesser Brute, and these guys are probably the easiest ranged monster in the game. In this level, you'll also meet the Scar. Don't be afraid of them. I mean, as much as they are aggressive, most of the time they do turn into wimps if you be the aggressor. By which I mean, when they get to a certain health level, they will attempt to flee or at least keep their distance from you. As long as you're able to suppress them until then you shouldn't have a problem with them. I'm guessing by the somewhat slow, passive, and somewhat gray, so to speak, music, that these couple of maps are supposed to be big grungy, worn down, nothing too extreme or awing. And although the atmosphere is somewhat more effective here than in Nightleaf, I think that the gameplay is much more interesting than anything else. You get, for example, unique confrontations such as the Scar event, the monsters in unexpected places falling from the ceiling, etc. There seems to be very little storyline implementation, but the map does make the effort to add some background into the setting of the game. So I'll give the option to do that.
Target eliminated.
By the way, before you go up to the Nally here, be sure to kill the Scar over there, or you will probably not get the secret because the Nally will die before you can open it. Here you have the Stinger, which isn't the most effective gun, but if you can aim it well, it is a bit effective. I'd rather use the Automag, which is very effective, even after you get the more powerful guns. I'd argue for the Automag being the default weapon instead of the Dispersion Pistol. Alright, sorry for the Steam chat message. I didn't really plan on this recording originally, so I just left them on there, but they should be off by part 2, I think. After this bit, you'll see that there's a shield belt after going up the elevator. That's only if you kill the Scar and
stay down!
Now here what you're gonna have to do, because if you near yourself to that alley around the corner, the brute is actually gonna shoot and destroy him. So you have to kind of sneak up and kill him from a distance, because there is a trigger that triggers the alarm point, etc., etc. After that, you'll come up on your first dispersion pistol upgrade. By the way, you don't actually move that there. I was just screwing around and trying to remember how to get up there. You actually go back up the elevator where you found the scar going down from. Okay, let me just point out that the first 3 maps were not on Unreal difficulty. They were on normal. I forgot about that. So I had to go back all the way back to the beginning and set it to Unreal and just go through. That's why the armor and health changed.
Yeah.
Up here I had to retry for some reason, I don't remember why. Anyways, after that, after taking down the annoying tentacles, that's what we call them, and taking down the scar up ahead, you could jump on the box to the right, where there should be a shield belt. And I know I failed that jump, I don't know why. Anyway, that's part 1 for you. Thanks for watching.